Welcome to Avast Me Plotties, a podcast based off of audience-given prompts.
Get amped.
On Discord, Avast Me Plotties listens to you.
Why don't you grab a proper cup of tea and sit down and listen to Avast Me Plotties? We've got an adventure for you today.
The Adventure of Beau and Dini. Episode 1.
It looked bigger in the photographs.
Beau Osborne is no stranger to the seedy underbelly of the city, but the Blue Diamond Bazaar is a location they have not visited before. Extravagantly decorated with all manner of stalls where merchants attempt to flag down any passerby they see to present them with strange items that may or may not be cursed. It's run by fae, mostly the unseelie types, so Beau knows to keep their manners and their wits about them. That said, they are not at all prepared for the tiny size of this particular shop they have approached.
This thing barely reaches my knee. This can't be the right place.
The right place for what?
Who said... Oh, hello. Terribly sorry I didn't see you there.
Happens all the time. Come in, come in.
I'm sorry, how am I supposed to?
But before they can finish that sentence, the tiny fae waves a hand, and the world twists into new form.
Oh, well. The shop is normal size now.
You are normal size now, silly. Fairy size. Much better. Come in, come in. Are you the caller about the artifact?
I am.
Then come to the back room with me at once.
As Beau Osborne becomes the appropriate size to shop in this establishment, Dini is already within, calmly seated in a modest and uncomfortable chair, complete with binds at their wrists, ankles. They pair about the comfy back room. With a lack of anything else to do, they do the first thing that comes to mind. They ramble.
For a storeroom, this is remarkably organized. You know, the term pack rat is a human saying. It comes from an actual rodent. A pack rat can be any of the species in the rodent genus Neotoma. Pack rats, or wood rats, have a rat-like appearance with long tails, large ears, and large black eyes. They are nest builders, you see, and are particularly fond of shiny things, which I imagine is where the term comes from. I don't think these have to be quite so tight. Don't you agree?
Dini, or fondly preferring Dini, fidgets but doesn't struggle. After all, they were invited here. Surely there was nothing amiss. Beau, however, has no way of knowing this, and is rather surprised at what they find when the storage room door swings open.
And this is...
Oh, pay no mind to the reptile. Please, have a seat.
I would rather stand if it's all the same to you.
Suit yourself. I'll go grab the boss. I'll be right back.
And what an odd pair of visitors we have in the back room.
Are you... comfortable there?
Dini is unfazed by the arrival of the new person. In fact, their eyes brighten and they fidget as if to offer a wave. Unfortunately, with one's wrists tied to a chair, that is nearly impossible. Dini manages a brief waggle of their fingers instead in the hopes that it will suffice.
Comfortable? Well, the seat does account for my tail, which I think is very considerate of our hosts. I would offer you a traditional human handshake, but I am currently restrained.
If reptiles could blush, it may be worth noting that Dini certainly seemed like they were now.
I swear it's not what it looks like. Actually, it is what it looks like, but I have a really good explanation. You see, I'm rather on the cusp of my molting stage, and these fine people offered to relieve me of some of my shed scales. At their suggestion, I agreed to the restraints, because sometimes a scale or two will get stuck, and I may twitch or lash out if it startles me, so it's perfectly reasonable.
An odd pair indeed.
Also, though I am technically reptilian, I am commonly referred to as Dinitric, or my friends call me Dini. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, human.
Beau Osborne, the pleasure is mine. Now, let me circle back around here. How well do you know the people running this shop?
Oh, it is so nice to meet you, Beau Osborne. I have noticed many humans have two names. Is there a reason for that? Something about your heritage, yes? Oh, the people who run this shop, I seem to have forgotten their names. But we met once whilst I was shopping for crystals. They seem very nice.
Heritage, yeah. So, Dini, what is it you're getting out of this whole scale deal?
Gold hue Dithorian crystals. I am told they have the genuine article, and I am very excited to get my claws on some to repair some of my equipment. And what are you doing here this evening, Beau Osborne?
One could call me a collector, here to trade in artifacts, which I dare say doesn't involve being tied to a chair. Does this seem a bit excessive to you at all?
Excessive? Well, I have been told that I can be rather intimidating. I imagine it is the teeth and the claws. People on this planet are very, soft. So, no, not really. If it makes them feel safer, I don't mind. Artifacts? What kinds of artifacts? All Earth-related, I presume?
Yes, Earth-related. I'm looking for...
Didn't I say not to mind the reptilian?
Yes, you did, indeed. But I do not mind them at all.
Ah, hello. I was wondering if...
You must be the one who called about Vivide Susurros, yes? Welcome, do sit down.
I beg your pardon, but...
Don't mind the reptile.
I did call about that, yes. If it's the same to you, I would like to remain standing. Do you have the artifact?
As you will. But of course I have it. Do you have something worthy of it, friend?
Of course I do. I have a human artifact. It comes in this, its own protective case. Sturdy, made of a unique combination of materials only found on Earth. You can see the outer decoration clearly states what is within and contains baseline information for those who may not know what they are dealing with. Inside, you will find this, a very thin, fragile disc. See how it shines in the light? Oh, careful now. Mustn't get fingerprints on its surface. Those who know how to unlock its knowledge within may view the archive of a very rare documentation of strange events, known as Bikini Beach Girls 5. If I'm not mistaken, this should be more than sufficient and worthy of this trade.
Ah, yes, wonderful.
Bikini Beach Girls 5. Does that imply there were several other preceding them?
Hush you.
I am merely curious.
This is certainly a worthy trade, many thanks. As for the artifact you seek, Vivide Susurros.
That is Earth Latin, yes. I believe I know this one. It is, Vivid Whispers, yes?
As I was saying, Vivide Susurros. I have it right here.
The Fey boss of this particular market reached into their jacket and withdrew a narrow box. It seemed small until he withdrew it all the way, and then it miraculously expanded to the length of a standard walking stick, and the width of a very good book.
Here you are. Hand me your artifact, and I shall hand you mine. You shall find it in mint condition, no doubt.
I may be centuries younger than you, my friend, but I wasn't born yesterday. Let's open up that box, and then I will hand over what I have.
Oh, very wise, very wise. Voila! Vivide Susurros. Vivid whispers, wielded by the Knight of the Seven Lilies, and then passed on to the Lord of the Green Airs. See how it sparkles? That one nick there, that is the only ding you'll find, gifted to the blade by the Blue Baron in a mighty duel, as advertised. Satisfied?
Is that steel? Goodness, that's so shiny. Is it very old?
I said, hush, you.
Very satisfied indeed. We make the trade at the same time then. Oh, that's heavier than it looks, isn't it? Fantastic. I appreciate doing business with you, and a pleasure meeting you as well, Dini.
Oh, this is far lighter than I thought it would be. Marvelous, marvelous. Excellent doing business with you.
Pleasure to meet you, Beau Osborne. I hope to meet you again sometime.
Beau is not normally one to meddle in others' affairs, much less the affairs of the unseelie. Perhaps there is something in Dini's tone, being so genuine, that gives the human pause.
There is one other thing. This one, the reptilian. I should like to take them off of your hands.
Oh? This reptile? Why on earth would you want them?
Oh, but I've only shed about half, you see. I've got some peeling here.
And what, pray tell, would you trade me for them?
I beg your pardon?
Well, we both know the value of one like this. Large, well-fed, clearly. Such a nice shade of green, so consistent throughout. Very valuable to the right buyers, once the peeling scales are cleaned off and all, am I right? But who wants to go through the hassle of full skinning in a shop this cramped? And the risks of a size adjustment magic on a hide like that? You best let me take them off your hands, save you the trouble.
Want me to kick him out of the shop, boss?
No, it's fine for now. Beau, may I call you Beau? I see, you would be doing me a service then, To quote a dear friend of mine, I wasn't born yesterday.
Full what now?
The hassle might be monumental, but the reward is quite nice, I imagine, so I ask you again, what would you trade me for them?
I would like to not be skinned at all if I have any say in the matter.
You don't, I believe, have any say in the matter at present. My dear friend, payment is clearly an important part of the considerations here, and so I have something that you may find of great interest.
And from their pocket, Beau produces a sealed jar, a murky pale haze on the inside with bits of rainbow tint, and small pinpricks of something touching the glass.
Within this jar is the most unusual and spectacular specimen. A thing that thrives on the neglect of its handler, and in return, it greets the world with near invisible venom. It hoards water and yet despises moisture. Should anyone even so much as brush against this living thing, they will be met with vicious barbs, which embed in the skin and are nearly entirely invisible to the naked eye. Swelling and repeated pain occur any time the afflicted spot is touched, and the lighter the touch, the worse it becomes. The agony an enemy will face from this little pet is wickedly delicious. What do you say? Vengeance in a bottle, instant and ready, in exchange for this rambling, tiresome creature?
But
Hush, you! Oh my!
The Fey boss wrung their hands, eyes wide with greed at this stirring description. He was already reaching out for the offered jar by the time Beau had finished speaking.
Goodness, delicious agony, vengeance in a bottle, for that creature? My dear friend, sold. You, release the reptile into good Beau Osborne's custody.
The Fey boss, with a snap of his fingers, spurred his minion into action, and the Fey underling immediately went to work in undoing Dinitrix's bindings.
I am not tiresome, thank you very much, and I ramble only when I am nervous or in a tense situation.
Do have a care, they've still got plenty of scales left for you to harvest.
My dear friend, it has been an absolute pleasure doing business with you. Come now, right this way, Dini. Step lively. We'll be needing that size adjustment magic then.
Sure, right this way, just a moment.
And in a whirlwind of movement and mandatory pleasantries, Dini and Beau were both seen out of the shop and returned to their natural size out in the alleyway. Beau passed the heavy box holding their artifact over to Dini.
Be a dear, carry this, won't you? Least you can do for me saving your life.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
A moment of awkward silence followed the two after they returned to their normal size. Denitrit cradled the box with care and cast their new human friend a casually wary glance.
Forgive me for asking, Beau Osborne. You don't actually intend on skinning me, do you? Because I'm afraid I would have to defend myself, and I do find violence very unappealing. Also, I find you two very pleasant, and it would put a damper on our blossoming friendship.
No, I have no intention of any harm coming to you.
Taking Dini lightly by the elbow, Beau began to lead them through the Blue Diamond Bazaar.
And ensuring that no harm will come to you is exactly why we'll make our way back to the gates as quickly as we can, before that Fey boss opens up that jar, on the off chance someone in that shop can identify that the contents is, a cactus. And here I thought that trading a DVD for a probably cursed sword would be the highlight of my dealings this evening, but I was mistaken. Off we go then, quickly now.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you ever so much. You know, I learned that your earth cacti can live up to 200 years. There are also over 1,500 variations as well, which I found fascinating. My own species only has approximately 30 subspecies within it, and we live anywhere between 80 and 150 of your solar years as a comparison.
And patting their new human friend on the hand, Dini rambled on pleasantly as they hurried from the market. For surely these Fae would hesitate upon opening the jar, giving them just enough time to be free of the place before angry fairies pursued them, and thus an alliance, if not friendship, was born.